Okay, it's already 4:01. My name is Sebastian. I'm head of product in Synerise, and here is the quarterly product update of Synerise platform. Thank you all for being together with us today, and let me take you to a short but pretty intense journey across our updates of recent quarter. Uh, Today, the way how we will be presenting will be slightly different than the last time. So we would love you to share the feedback with us, whether you prefer this version on the previous one. And without further ado, let's jump into the details. But first of all, we would like to tell a few ideas that always are with us when we are thinking about new product improvements or new product deployments. First of all, Synerise is a all-in-one platform. It means that we would love you to use Synerise platform for data processing, because we believe that having an ultra-fast and scalability abilities to ingest and process heterogeneous information and heterogeneous data is crucial part for modern digital solution. So we are giving it to you within our platform. But after you have the data ingested, what's next? The next thing is to make understand what kind of data do we have and what can we do with it. So our goal is to help you make decisions using Synerise platform. So we would love to give you the insights. We would love to give you the easy access to the data that you gathered in our platform. And the third part, the crucial part, is the ability to act upon this data, to experiment, to learn in real time, and to be able to provide the content with the exact preference of the customer that you want to deliver it to. So personalization, segment of one, is the goal of modern digital solutions in terms of marketing, but not only in terms of marketing activities, but also in terms of data processing and understanding customer behaviors. So we are combining all this in one platform, and we are giving to you in the form of Synerise solution. And right now, we will jump into the details. What kind of improvements, what kind of enhancements we have did over the last quarter. And so we'll be covering modules after module with each of the product owner from Synerise. So first of all, Michał Pastuszak will cover the updates of AI products. Michał, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sebastian, for this brief introduction. Michał Pastuszak. At Synerise, I'm responsible for primarily for all of the AI product stacks which are included into Synerise platform, namely recommendation engine, personalized search engine, prediction module, or time optimizer. And today I will have the pleasure to present our recent advancements that we have delivered during the last quarter. Of course, simultaneously not stopping in our work on significant, bigger, new AI functionalities, which will be also presented shortly. But also we have bear in mind that all the directions mentioned already by Sebastian. So in the last quarter, so in the first quarter of 2024, that pass under the sign. I would say that this quarter passed under the sign of implementing mainly improvements. These improvements are not only understood as an enhancing user experience, but also encompassing those related to improving overall performance of our systems. And for instance, in the area of the recommendation engine, we have achieved significant improvements in terms of decreasing the average response time measured on the large workspaces, like those over a few millions of items. We have achieved almost 40% decrease of average response time for complementary recommendations. Similarly, in terms of personalized recommendation, we have achieved almost 50% decrease of the time that is needed to respond uh, from your requests. You've also got to take into consideration that, however we measure these improvements on the large profiles, right, large workspaces, they have still significant, however lower, impact on every single workspace, no matter how much data what's the volume of the data you operate on. In addition to improvements in terms of the recommendation engine, we have also achieved significant changes for personalized search engine. And for instance, in case of let's say so far, I would say sometimes troublesome response for the listings for bigger profiles, we have achieved almost 2.5 reduction of the time that is needed to respond for the listing. So very significant, again, very significant improvement. That's it when it comes to improvements, the major improvement that we have delivered in regarding the performance. But also, of course, these are not all of the improvement we have been working last on or during the last quarter, because there are some other. I want also to talk about other improvements, and maybe let's move to those primarily focus on the user, on enhancing directly the user experience. And the first of all, we have been working still as similarly as during the couple of past quarters on delivering new prediction templates, simplifying at the same time and accelerating the work with the prediction module, specifically in case of the most typical use cases. And that's why we added two new templates. First, propensity given channel, so allowing to predict the time to predict when the customer will, sorry, whether the customer will purchase certain products after interacting with the specific channel of the communication, like mail, SMS, or so on, or maybe you can also customize what you perceive as a channel. And the second one, offline propensity, so measuring the predictions whether customer will buy or not from offline stores. So now let's see how the creation of one of these mentioned templates. So the template actually which measure the propensity after interaction with the specific channel looks in a practice. Well, let's start the video. Of course, you all know that prediction module can be found under the circle in the left-hand side, from the left-hand side sidebar. After clicking it, you've got to create new prediction. You have still two choices. You can create the prediction from the scratch, which allows you to use full-blown options of the prediction module. However, I would say that recommended option right now is to use one of the templates, which are organized by the way uh, which are organized by the way on different business objectives, like reducing churn or finding the customer who are likely to buy the customer. So predicting the buying behavior, identifying new customer, and so on, so on. So actually, all those two new templates can be found under the predict buying behavior business objective. As you can see here, the first is propensity, offline propensity, and the second one is the propensity given channel. Clicking on it, we have still the same two options because always we allow our customers, our users to use either predefined options, either also it's possible to define conditions by your own and decide what should be perceived as, for instance, in the interaction, or maybe you can also set up the prediction using maybe some sequence of events, not only, let's say, in two steps like it's here, but maybe in the three steps. It also is possible while when you click on define conditions. But if you want to use predefined ones, you've got to just decide about two things. First of all, what should be perceived as your, in this case, conversion event, and then you've got to decide about which channel, which event should be perceived as those related to specific channel. After clicking on the second option here, you can see different predefined channels and assigned events to specific channel. Also, it's possible to add or remove desired events. It's up to your discretion, I would say. Let's click further. Of course, there are some options, but for the sake of this presentation, we will select the email option. Mm, let's see. Yeah, that's it. Clicking apply, clicking next. Then you've got to decide about what for which customers the prediction should be generated after. So actually this decision should be made under about which underlying segment should be added. Then the options are pretty much the same as it used to be. Actually, you've got to just name the prediction and then decide about the additional option regarding the frequency of the calculation of the predictions, starting date, or the way the prediction results will be presented. So let's move to second improvement, I would say, or second enhancement in terms of the user experience we have delivered last quarter. And I think that this particular improvement will be specifically important for the partners that are implementing our solution, or those clients that are managing multiple workspaces. And it is actually regarding adding verification of meeting minimum or recommended requirements before triggering personalized complementary and or basket recommendation. So from now on, you will have the clarity on which whether the data volumes actually are meeting the requirements. And of course, I would say that I encourage you to also to familiarize with the updated requirements that are already available in our documentation. Of course, last but not least, what I would like to cover today are those, let's say, slightly smaller improvements. However, if we add up, I think those smaller improvements, they can give you significant gain in terms of the better using experience. So it's worth mentioning changes in listings, recommendation listings that facilitate managing often thousands of campaigns for our customers, or such group actions, organizing two folders in the same listings, reorganized filtering recommendations, or adding multiple explanatory descriptions of functionality directly from the platform. So now there is no need to look for each specific option and check how they work and what they how we should treat them, how we should understand them from the documentation, because the descriptions are more, I think, um, self-explanatory, I would say. So that's it from my side. Thank you for your attention, and I'm passing my mic to the next speaker.
Thank you, Michał. Thank you very much. The brief summary here. As you have seen, we are focusing on improvements from the area of technical aspects like response times for recommendations or the listing results, which we believe are crucial if you want to have a great customer experience at the end side of for your users. We believe that those response times are making change, especially when we are talking about the big workspaces, about big product feeds with multi-million items. The next part, which was covered, was about the small minor improvement within our platform, because we believe that every day that you're working on the platform, you need to find the perfect ways to manage the content that you want to create, and we want to make it easier for you. And one thing which shouldn't be overlooked here, we constantly are adding new prediction templates because we believe that the predictions are game changers here. So right now, when you're having additional predictions for preferred channel for your customers, or finding those users who are willing to buy offline with a high propensity, we recommend you to try those templates and try to play with those scenarios. Try to mix those predictions with other targeted audiences for the communication, and eventually we seen it already within scenarios that our clients were creating, that using predictions for enhancing the communication and finding proper targeted audience may be a game changer, highlighting the conversion rates, or eventually a great idea for working on cost reduction. So moving to the next part, the automation module, and Kamil Gacho with his updates. Kamil, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sebastian. Once again, hello everyone. Kamil speaking. I'm responsible for the automation module in Sunrise, and today I'm going to tell you about how easily and quick you can reach Sunrise about data stored in data warehouse. Then we'll go through the usability improvements and automation, especially focusing on changes regarding campaign management, and concluding with how you can improve reporting results of your communication using automation module. So without further ado, let's move on. If you remember, some time ago, a new type of integration appeared in the catalog of available integrations in automation module. It was reverse ETL, which allows you to download data from the data warehouses, like, for example, Google BigQuery. And data synchronization is the area that we constantly develop in the automation from quarter to quarter. So that's why we introduced a new reverse ETL integration, this time with Snowflake. This new integration is quite similar to Google BigQuery integration. So it means that you can get and import to Sunrise any type of the data. I've prepared a short demo to show you how you can synchronize data in just a few steps. Workflow will start at specific day and time. Then we're gonna download data from Snowflake. If you have any challenge with data format, it's not a problem. You can easily transform downloaded data using data transformation. In the last step, we're going to import data from Snowflake to Sunrise as an event. So it's time to set up our integration. First step is always creating connection to authorize in external service. Then a really easy form where you need to define from where and what kind of data you'd like to synchronize. I'd like to remind you that you can use all non-profile Java attacks in your SQL queries, so it boosts this integration actually to the next level. Okay, so I think we are ready to run this workflow, and it's, I think, quite simple, isn't it? All right, so let's move forward. Well, the previous use case, in the previous use case, we acquired data, so it's time to use it. And one of the ways to do this is to prepare customer communication through the automation module. And this is actually experience that we are trying to improve every day to make the whole process of building and managing workflows even more efficient. So let's take a look at the key changes. First of all, we bring all information about campaigns launched by a specific workflow into the one place called Insights. Here you will find a campaign ID, which is quite useful if you'd like to create a report, for example. You can also explore all campaigns directly from Insights, but the most important thing is that if you change content of template used in specific node, you will see information about this in Insights. What's more, you can also update template version with, I don't know, maybe 2 clicks directly from Insights drawer. Such a lovely feature. By the way, we also redesigned our issue collector, make it much more readable. And this short GIF illustrates how we can update template to the latest version just with 2 clicks. Okay, so we have acquired the data. We already know how to use it in communication with the customers. Now it's time to measure effectiveness. And each campaign, as you probably know, each campaign sent by Sunrise has a set of well-known baseline statistics to measure its effectiveness. But some of our customers would like to measure the effectiveness of their campaigns holistically, also in other tools. So the answer to this is precisely the new node called Get Statistics, allowing you to export statistics of selected campaigns or campaigns sent in the specific time range. But what if the basic statistics is not enough? Well, the complement to the previous feature is the new node called Get Analytics Report. This node allows you to export the result of any analytics report created in Sunrise. So it means more flexibility and more data to analyze. Okay, so let's see what kind of workflow you can build using these 2 nodes. Workflow will start at specific day and time. Then we're gonna download statistic of specific campaigns. Again, data transformation will be extremely useful to adjust data to requirements of external service. And in the last step, we're going to send data to Google Cloud Storage. So let's dive deeper to see how to configure a new node. As I mentioned, you can select a specific campaigns, which is quite useful when you like to, for example, synchronize data once. But you can also use a second option called by time range, where you can define a specific time range or define a relative data range when campaign should be sent to report statistics. Also, you can find an example file, which is crucial for building, for example, data transformation rules. So all necessary data in this node. We'll swap this node to another one that I mentioned, so Get Analytics Report. And here you have a extremely simple configuration form when you have to define which report you'd like to export. You can also manage how many records you'd like to export. And well, this is it. We can run this workflow. And this is actually all from my side. So thank you for your attention. And I'm passing the mic to Sebastian.
Thank you, Kamil. Super seamless interactions with the workflow module. And the crucial part here, remember the first part when we started this meeting today, I was talking about those 3 crucial pillars of and crucial ideas that we have in mind deploying new features for scenarios. And here in workflow module in automation, you see the perfect example of data ingestion and data processing, then playing with those data, creating solutions on top of scenarios using the workflow module, like sending the campaigns with all the insights, all the information that the platform is giving to you. And then at the end, with full reporting and understanding of what actually had happened. And those three elements, of course, can't go further without our communication module. And the communication module is the place when you can play with the data and create your own solutions. And Claudia also will dive deeper into this section and tell you more about it.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Claudia, and at Synerise, I'm responsible for the communication area. I'm very happy that we can meet today to tell you about some of the most important implementations that appeared last quarter in modules related to this area. So in the last quarter, we were mainly guided by the topic of creating templates and campaigns themselves easier and faster, and most importantly, with as few errors or corrections as possible. So we will start focusing on the mobile push module, where we have replaced the existing editors and templates library with new ones. Let's start with the new simple push visual editor, where we have improved, among others, template preview experience. So the user not only sees the changes made in real time, but also the preview itself can be adjusted and viewed on various devices and in various forms, for example, collapsed or expanded. We know that what makes the campaign even more effective is the aspect of personalization, which is why each template has the ability to be previewed for a specific customer. At this point, let's jump into a quick demo where I will show you an example of what we are talking about. So in this example, we can see an already built template in a new editor to which the user wants to add an information about how many loyalty points the customer has earned using inserts, here in the form of a summing aggregate. Then, to make sure the template is built correctly, we preview it for an exemplary customer. And you may have noticed that for each text fields, we have the option to edit them in extended screen mode. So as a spoiler, this quarter, we want to improve this option even further and enable editing as well as preview of personalized elements for individual template fields. So thanks to which the user can work on each push element separately. The biggest changes, however, happened in code editors for both simple push and silent push. Here we have also introduced the previously mentioned preview of personalized elements. However, above all, we have introduced the possibility of building completely own and tailored to the specific needs configuration forms, which makes the template editing easy, fast, and resistant to errors or typos. And let's see how it works. So the scenario is quite similar. We want to add an information about the number of loyalty points earned by the customer. The configuration form is designed in such a way that the user doesn't even have to enter the entire insert, but only selects the proper expression from the drop-down list. And we also see a personalization preview, which here is all about displaying the actual structure of the resulting template. So as you can see, we have moved from editing the template code, looking for the right line and tediously making changes, to simple editing based on filling in the configuration forms. Another topic is the one related to web push area. We have added the ability to configure action buttons, which, as you probably guessed, can also be personalized. The scenarios that you can build thanks to this feature are limited only by your imagination. We have built several examples of use cases in our library, so you can feel free to use it in all your marketing activities. We have prepared ideas such as the one with a survey after the purchase. And let me just mention that clicking an given button is registered in Synrise in the form of an event. So the reporting possibilities using our analytics module are also limitless. And at this point, we move on to the elements purely related to improving the experience of working on our platform. We have refreshed the SMS template builder and introduced all the benefits related to the new templates library, such as the ability to access a template using a direct link or searching for a template without having to enter a specific folder. In the entire communication module, we have added a context menu for every campaign from the campaign view level. And this menu includes elements such as pausing or resuming a campaign, moving to another workspace, or duplicating. We have also shortened the path of creating a campaign to a minimum. So, for example, now the optional sections no longer need to be omitted declaratively. Now you can just enter these sections only when you really want to define them. And the last but very valuable element that we have introduced is an improvement to the live preview for dynamic content campaigns. Here also its activation is much faster because it remembers the configuration from the last usage, so it can actually be turned on with a single click. And that's basically all from me. Thank you very much. And I will pass the mic to the next person.
Thank you very much, Claudia. As we can see and as we can hear based on your feedback, the details are important. So that's why we are tweaking as much as we can all those small little tiny pieces in our interface for you to use our platform easier, in a better way. But we still have in mind two things. The first thing is that when we are creating solutions for the communication, we know that it's good to have predefined templates and be able to easily adapt those templates to your needs. So that's why we are unifying all the channel builders, communication builders for all the channels, having in mind also that your customers may have different propensity for different channels. So we recommend you to use the prediction templates which have arrived in the first quarter. But the point is here that we know that you sometimes require simple things which can be easily adapted for your needs, but also you all require the flexibility. And here in Synrise, all the builders for all the channels allow you to create the same results, same experience. So nevertheless, the user will enter the SMS or will receive the content by the email. You are able to use the inserts to personalize the communication using the Java, which we know that you love, and make powerful communication tailored to the preference of your customers. So this is the key part here. And as I said, we are unifying all the channel builders, and a small spoiler alert here, we also are taking care about the landing pages, so you may expect something big pretty soon. Let's move to the next part, and Agnieszka and the area of mobile applications and plugins.
Thank you, Sebastian. Hello, everyone. At Synrise, as a product owner, I'm mainly responsible for the mobile and plugins area. Today, I would like to tell you about a few selected improvements that we managed to implement the last quarter. I will tell you a bit about the authentication section for mobile applications. At Synrise, we offer clients the possibility to choose the authentication method, starting from the most secure ones to the easiest to implement. In the past quarter, we completely rebuilt and made a series of UX improvements to this section. Each authentication method has been separated into a section that can be enabled and disabled. We added appropriate markers indicating whether a given method is in use. We also created a simple authentication section which contains a list of API profile keys that have been configured in the client's workspace. This entire change is aimed at speeding up implementation time and enhancing the ease of understanding authentication-related concepts. Another improvement concerns system permissions for push notifications. On the client's profile where we store all the client's devices they logged in from, in the identities section, we added a column for system permission for push notifications. It differs from the marketing permission to receive pushes and indicates whether we have granted permission in our device settings to receive a push notifications from a particular application. For web push, it will always be enabled, whereas for mobile devices, it will be checked when the application is launched. If we detect that there is no system permission, we won't send the push notification because it wouldn't be deliverable anyway. As a result, this will reduce the number of pushes sent from our system and consequently increase deliverability as well as open and click-through rates. At our last quarterly meeting, Claudia announced that we have introduced the functionality of a global control group in the platform. Now we have also enriched it with in-app messages, which are the content we display in the mobile application. For those unfamiliar with this functionality, the global control group is a customer group defined by a segment that we can exclude from the recipients of any type of campaign, email, SMS, web push, and now also in-app. To make the global control group work, you need to use the SDK versions listed on the slide. And from now on, the global control group is a full-fledged feature covering all types of campaigns, so we strongly encourage you to use it. And last but not least, in the plugin area, we released the new version of Magento plugin, also known as Adobe Commerce. We've conducted restructuring our code, optimizing it for efficiency, readability, and maintainability, and added a series of tests to enhance the stability of the plugin. The single store version was marked as deprecated. It wasn't needed anymore because the main plugin handles both single and multi-store. So this is all from me. Thank you very much, and I hand over to Sebastian.
Thank you very much, Agnieszka. So here, as you can see, we are giving much attention for the authorization process because we know that this is a crucial part from the security perspective. Although we know that sometimes you require, I would say, like a quick and fast and efficient solution for the integration. So we are differentiating between the most complex, like the OAuth, for the simplest, like the simple authorization. And right now, thanks to the UX of the platform, which was redesigned in the settings, we hope that it will be easier for you to understand the differences and to be able to differentiate which actually are being used by the mobile application that you have. And the crucial part here, speaking about the mobile notifications, mobile push, mobile communication, in terms of deliverability rates, the system agreements, as Agnieszka said, are now visible for the customer profiles. So you can use that for creating the target audience, and you can exclude or include whatever you please using the segmentation. So the crucial part, to understand the customer behavior, to understand your users, and to be able to segment them. And since we are talking about the segmentation, it's a good point, a good moment to move to another part, to analytics section. And right now I'm passing the mic to myself. Sebastian Szczepaniak here. Besides, as my main responsibility of head of product may be different, but right now I'm also covering the area of analytics module. And here we go briefly through the updates. First of all, new navigation in segmentations. Right now, you can differentiate two versions of segmentation in Sunrise. When you go to the settings menu, you will see the segmentation and segmentation V2, which was marked as preview version. But right now, we strongly believe that this is the one. This is the best way of building the queries for our database. And needless to say that the segmentation and as this visuals and this look and feel will be the main option. So in other words, the previous one will be deprecated and it will be no longer supported, but don't worry, we will not remove recent old segmentations. We will cover that in other communications, so the details will be shared shortly. But here in new segmentation, new navigation, what you can see here on the video is that we have introduced the brackets for you to better understand what are the relations between the conditions, for you to easily navigate through complex segmentations which have multiple conditions, and be able to easily transfer the queue and the logic of the query. And for us, this is the introduction of the conditions and brackets, and the further step will be to allow you to have nested conditions in segmentation. Another improvement, which was highly requested in our analytics, are the data managements in the dashboards. We know that building the analytics in Sunrise is sometimes like building up constructions from Lego bricks. And here we have the example of the metric, which is relating to the aggregates. And we know that sometimes you put different timeframes for those analytical objects, like metrics, like segments, like aggregates or expressions. And sometimes you want to put them to the dashboards, which is pretty obvious because we want to build a successful reporting on Sunrise. And we know that you were struggling creating multiple variants of those analytical objects or using dynamic keys for managing the data. But right now we have simplified this process, and as you can see in this infographics and also in our documentations, we allow you to select whether you building the dashboard. We allow you to select whether you want to overwrite the dates on nested analytics of particular object, or you want to keep them in a way that they were created at the very beginning. So hopefully this will decrease the time that you need to create the proper reporting, although increasing the time to receive the results. And moving further, also staying in analytics, but thinking in overall about the navigation in Sunrise, we have introduced longly awaited abilities to manipulate the objects in analytics and to manage them. At this case, we are speaking about the navigation on listings and allowing you to put selected analytics like the segments or metrics or dashboards into the folders, hopefully having in mind that it will allow you to better manage the content, analytical content that you're creating, and eventually allowing you to create libraries of dashboards or other analytical objects for particular campaigns, and thus allowing you to easily navigate through the analytics. And also, speaking about the future, the idea here is to have the same experience across all the modules while you are navigating through the lists of items in analytics, in recommendations, in automation, etc., etc. So the last thing, while we're speaking about the navigation, the crucial part from our perspective, one of the most crucial part in the first quarter is that we have introduced a global search. A search itself, it's kind of self-explanatory. You can find some items that you need, but we believe that it will allow you to quickly navigate through the vast spaces of Sunrise. And allowing you to gather the results quickly, finding the perfect recommendations, finding the aggregate that you would actually like to use for reporting, or finding particular profiles, because you can use global search also for searching for the profiles by UIDs or by the emails. And we want to develop this global search in the future, and having in mind that this will be also a good place for better navigation. Through the search engine, you can go creating recommendations, you can go creating new workflows, but also you can list all the items from particular areas with shortcuts, with search by item, etc. We just recommend you to play with it and to share the feedback with us. We would appreciate it with love, as always. And this is it. We have reached to the end of today's meeting. Thank you all for being with us till the end. And we greatly appreciate your presence. And also, after this meeting, we will share with you a short survey. So we would like to get some feedback from you about this particular meeting, about this particular improvements, and the way that we are sharing it to you. So we hope that you will share your thoughts with us. Thank you very much from my side and from the team, and speak to you in a quarter.